judging by the title, I've made it home. Just bear with me a second while I get set up. Somewhere in here, be what I need. Oh, come on. You can do it. There we are. Right. Who have we got? Who's there? We've got 3 people. Tell me who you are. I've no idea. Good morning, crew. Got 2 people. Jeez, that bad. Morning. So, I've been away for like 3 weeks. And now I'm back. And I'm pretty knackered. But I'm very happy to be home. I really am. Mike Bazansky, good morning from Virginia. Good morning, Mike. It's nice to be back in the old workshop again. It really is. I've got a long list of stuff to get done. I know that very little of that's going to get done today. That's for sure. I'm still sort of recovering. And then I'm just basically tidying up today and just getting organised for the festive period off work. I've got the CB 750 K2 to hopefully get finished. That's the plan, so I can get that back up to Auckland when I go back up to work middle of January. I've got Holly's DR200 up on the hoist. Bit of a spoiler alert, that's how far we've got. It does run, which is great, but we're still waiting on some more parts, and there's no ETA at the moment. I think we're looking about the end of January for the last few parts that I've ordered, so we'll get around to it. It'll come on. But good news is I've also got Jared's go-kart to make a start on, so as soon as the CB 750 series is done and the bike's fixed, starts on all 4, then I've got everything I need, including the steel work, which I've got to collect the steel next week when I'm in Auckland. I can actually get on with that, and that'd be a great little fabrication job, and I'm really looking forward to it. And Jared's been super patient waiting for me to get around to it. Morning, Simon. Hope you're all good, matey. So where are we? Well, in the thumbnail I had a pile of boxes, so I may as well start with that, I suppose. So on my trip in the South Island, obviously, the ferry was delayed. You know all this if you watch the pub crawl stuff. Got to Nelson, and then in the afternoon, I think it was on the Wednesday, I went to Motueka, which is about 40 k's down the road, to another motorcycle shop there, and I managed to procure some HT lead. Now this is the multi-strand. This is what I really struggled to get hold of this actually. This is the multi-strand HT lead. So there's lots of little strands of copper wire in there rather than one thick one. And this is the type that I wanted. So I've got enough of that. And that's for Alan's bike for the K2. And a parcel from England turned up, which I'm quite excited to open. So I've got it here for you. I haven't opened it yet. It's had quite a battering on the way here, so I hope everything's still intact. We will find out. Who else have we got? Duke of the Dales. Morning, Andy. Hamad Hamamith. Hamamith. Welcome back, Andy. Good morning. Good morning, Ahmad. Killswitch BB. Hi, Andy. Morning, Killswitch. Simon Roll. I'm good. Got some mulled cider tonight. Oh, mate, stop it. Mulled cider. I do like mulled cider. Mulled wine as well is pretty cool. On a cold night. Mr. Smith. Good evening from Sweden. Sorry for the accent. It's terrible. Duke of the Dales. Walker's... Stop it. Honestly, you guys are killing me. You really are. Well, I've already eaten I didn't have any pies this morning. I found a sausage roll from my journey in the glove box of the truck, so I had that for a bit. It didn't look too bad. I warmed it up. Well, Mrs. Mechanic warmed it up for me, and I had that for my breakfast. So that wasn't too bad. Right, hang on. Bear with me. Trying to do this without any blood. Oh, there we go. We've got a few parcels to open, so it's pretty cool. I do like getting parcels. Oh my word. Oh, there's more stuff in there than what I thought, actually. I remember. Oh, there goes the laptop. Ah! Bear with me. I had some terrible technical problems this morning. There we go. Google Chrome wouldn't open. I don't know what's going on there. So I had to uninstall it, reinstall it, mess around with it, finally coaxed it back into life. Oh my word. All sorts of stuff. This is all from England, which is very cool. Right, we'll get rid of that. Oh, and I had to empty the workshop. This bench was piled high with boxes from my trip. And of course, I can't have those kind of boxes in the videos, so I had to clear it all out. It's all in the back of an ROV outside at the moment. Oh, we've got a wheel of death on my laptop. Oh, we're off again. Okay. So, segue from the HT lead. Obviously, I've got to make up some HT leads for that K2. So, I went online and I bought this. And it's a kit. I know you can't see very well on there. Let me turn it around and we'll open it up. I'll just unplug you. Hang on. There we go. Right. 3, 2, 1. Let's try and get you set up. There we go. Look, that'll work, won't it? Oh, just don't fall off the bench. Oh, slidey ones. Right. There we go. So, we've got... Oh, we've got plug caps. Rubber boots. We've got the inserts. Obviously, that bit crimps around the actual HT lead, and that's the bit that goes on the spark plug. And these ones are designed for when they have the little bit on the top of the spark plug. By the looks of it. We've got some other little boots. And we've got the bits. These are the bits that go into the coils. This is what I really needed. So I've got these bits now. Got some other right angly ones. Same again. Could be useful. And we've got some straights. And again, these will be the ones that go onto the coils. And we've got some straight ones of those. So very, very happy with that. But the most important thing is, we've got the pliers. We've got the crimpers. So basically, in there, look, you put your bit. I won't crush one because that's going to cost me money. Can't be doing that. But basically, you put your bit in there, like that. So that's stage 1 by the looks of it. And that's going to roll those 2 little prongs around the wire. And then once that's done, put it into stage 2, and that's going to fold them over. So bloody good. Very happy with that. And the part number for that, you can buy these separately as well, it's made by Ripka. Huh. Almost like rest in peace. Alts. P9. So it's a 1CT7. Whatever that is. That's the part number. I've never had one of these, and I've actually worked in lots of bike shops over the years, and they've never had one either. So I'm very happy to actually own one of these now. So yeah, very useful. Tool that you don't normally have, and a tool that I now have. So what else did we get from wherever it was in England that I bought them from? Can't remember now. I've got to find it on the laptop. I think I kept the website address. Right, what else did we get? Okay, turning you around. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, there we go. Look, how's that? A bit too close. Perfect. That's better. Right, what else did we get? Well, I got a box. And this is something that I had in the UK that I found super useful when I was doing sort of quick checks on alternator charging and stuff. And unfortunately, I left it behind. It was on a little shelf in the granary at the farm, and it's something that got forgotten to be put in my toolbox. And I found it really, really useful. Although it needs calibrating. It's a bit out. Okay, it's an inductive ammeter. And all you do is you clip that around the wire. You put the wire through there at the back, and it tells you what the current flow is through that wire. Bloody good. I'm going to have to somehow, because the little adjuster's inside behind the glass, I'm going to have to recalibrate that so it's on 0, because it's not on 0 at the moment. It must have got knocked on the way here. Maybe somebody threw it off the plane. I don't know. But I can work that out. If not, I have to just, compensate manually there. Anyway, that's cool. Very happy to have one of those. What else did we get? Crocodile Clips. I've struggled to get just basic crocodile clips here in England, here in New Zealand. And I saw these for sale because I have a few battery chargers, and these are really good, strong crocodile clips. I've got half a dozen of those. They're really cheap. They're like £1.50 each. So I've got those. 6 of those. So they'll go into stock and probably get put on the battery chargers at some point because the Crocodile Clips I've got on at the moment are pretty bad. And we also got one of these, and it's made by Durite, which are a very good brand. I do like Durite stuff, same as that ammeter. And that's the part number there, look. Now, most of you will have seen these before. Let's see if I can get in the bag. Where's my knife gone? There he is. Now, these are for basically inserting the bullet type connectors on motorcycle looms. I remember a few weeks ago I bought a full kit, so rather than struggle to push them in, and you know, you don't want to use pliers and stuff because you can bend them, you can actually get this special tool to push them in, which is really cool. And it wasn't expensive, it was like, I don't know, about £12 or something. So again, made by Durite. So I've got one of those, so that'll go in my kit for doing those particular connectors. So again, very happy. What else have they sent me? I've got some paperwork. Let's have a look. It wasn't cheap, to be fair. It wasn't cheap at all. Getting the stuff here was quite expensive. Packing slip. There you go. If you want to send anything to me, that's the PO box address there, look. Andy Mechanic YouTube channel. So, this is just probably an invoice. So let's see if it's got some prices on it. It has. Okay, so the terminal kit for the HT leads, they didn't charge me any VAT, which was nice because it was an export. And I didn't pay any GST on the way in either, which was pretty cool. Ignition terminal kits was £85.80. The closing tool, which would be that, oh, more expensive than I thought, £22.43. Jeez. And the induction ammeter, which requires calibration, obviously, that was £25.41. Oh, the crocodile clips were cheaper than I thought. They were 62p each. Brilliant. And if I have any queries, I've got to call Martin. And the company in question is just on there, look. Vehicle Wiring Products Limited. So if you're in England, obviously you'll find them quite easily on the old Tinternet. And I just ordered them online, which was great. No problems at all. I don't think I've shown you anything that I shouldn't show you. No, probably not. I don't know. If I gave my phone number away, then what the hell? I might get a phone call now and again. So we've got, oh, there's even a catalogue, look. Oh, that's nice of them to put that in there. So they've even sent me a catalogue, so you can always give them a call and get a catalogue sent as well. So I'll have a read through that later on. There'll be all sorts of stuff in there that I'm not aware that they, geez, heaps of stuff. Switch gear, lots of coloured switch. Reminds me of the old Unimog that had that kind of switch gear on the dashboard. These ones with all these different inserts you can put on them. Pretty cool. Lucas, proper stuff. Anyway, I digress, but I will read that. Very useful, because it's all about knowing where you can get stuff. And here in New Zealand, it's hard work trying to find stuff, to be honest. Right, where were we? Duke of the Dales, Walker's Cheese and Onion Crisps. Yes. Killswitch BB is on the beer and whiskey chasers. Holy moly, it's going to be a long night. Simon Roll, Yamaha's Killswitch. What? Yeah, oh, Yamaha's Killswitch. Alan Cook. Hi, Andy. Good morning, Alan. Good to have you on board, mate. John Nuttall. How can you crimp and boot both ends with that tool? How can you crimp both ends? Well, easy. You just slide the boots down the HT lead, put your crimpy bits on, and then slide the boots back to where they need to be, I would say. Because they've all got a similar, you know, rollover bits that go around the cable. Junior Itel. This seems like an early Christmas to me. Tools, tools, tools. Yes, I'm very pleased that the stuff arrived before Christmas, because otherwise it would have got, you know, I wouldn't have seen it till probably late January. And I really want to get on with Alan's bike, because we've got the Dana coils, we've got all the electronic ignition stuff to go on there. But the one thing that I was missing was the new HT lead. Now, HT lead is normally pretty easy to get hold of. But for some reason I was struggling to get the multi-strand HT here in New Zealand, which is what worked best, I think, with that style. Or, you know, when you're putting the plug caps on, they've got a little screw, and ideally the one that wants to screw into a pack of wires, a pack of strands, as opposed to, you know, a single thick wire. And I tend to find those thick wires tend to break anyway, which is not good. Now then, Jim Haynes. Good morning, Jim. Have you ever seen the movie On Any Sunday about motorcycling in 1970? I haven't. On Any Sunday. Okay, I'll check that out. 1970s. Connor K. Greetings, Andy. A like has been clicked. Standing by. What a bloke. 35 viewers. That's pretty good for a Sunday morning, to be honest. Thank you all for joining. I'm not going yet, don't worry. Mike Bazansky, catalogues. Good reading for the loo. Man, you could spend so much money sat on the loo, couldn't you, reading those catalogues? Alan Cook, my PC has crashed. Well, Alan, join the club. When I came to open up Google Chrome this morning on my laptop, it just wouldn't open. So I had to do a bit of diagnostic. You know, I went onto the web through a different browser, through Internet Explorer, I think it was, and posed the question, why did Google Chrome not open? And it said maybe it's a firewall thing or whatever. So I was sort of panicking a little bit. So I just uninstalled it, reinstalled it, and it worked. So thank God for that. Alan Cook, I can't make you and Holly a drone. I'm sorry. Oh, mate, don't worry about that. That's all right. Don't panic. No, it's the thought that counts, Alan. I mean, you know, it's good to have you on board. That's all that really matters to me. You don't have to do that. So what else do we get in the pile of parcels? Well, we've got a very festive one here, look. And this one is from, do you remember Attire by Archie? There, look, very cute little dog on there. Well, this is my eldest daughter, Charlotte, and she started up a little sort of cottage industry probably about 2 months ago, making various bandanas for doggies and so on. And I think she does them for cats now as well. And she put a little shop on Etsy. Very professional. She did a really good job putting it up there. She's really good at photos and stuff. And she did all the photography, and Archie, her little puppy, well, he's not little anymore, he's really got the hang of posing for the camera. I think she's quite good at training him up. And, well, she sent some across for Marmite. Now, some of you may have seen Marmite, our shop dog. Marmite has actually been quite poorly recently. It all happened when I was away in the South Island. Unfortunately, I felt stranded, you know, and helpless. But she'd been out for a walk. Mrs. Mechanic tells me they were out for a walk, and she was off a lead because it was in the middle of nowhere. And normally Marmite will walk around pretty close to Mrs. Mechanic. She'll run off for little bits, but she'll always stay in sight. And this time round, she didn't. So Mrs. Mechanic had to call her, and it took a while for her to come. And then she bounded back, and she was all fine. But the next morning, she couldn't really move. She didn't want to get out of bed. And when she finally did, she was walking painfully slowly. And then at some point, she was trying to have a drink of water, and she just collapsed. And it was at this point that I got the phone call, because things weren't looking very good. And it was over a weekend. So, of course, all the vets were closed and stuff. And our neighbour actually is a vet, so she had a quick look at her for Mrs. Mechanic, and to check out Marmite. And things potentially could have been quite bad, but the following morning she seemed a little bit better. I went down to the vets and got a full diagnostic. And since then she's been making a good recovery, fortunately. But still, you know, pretty worrying, to be honest, because she's very much one of the family, and the kids are all very upset by it as well. So just shows how attached you get to your animals, you know, your pets, doesn't it? Anyway, so here we go, all wrapped up nice. I've got to try and keep this stuff clean because the workshop's not the greatest at the moment. And I don't want to destroy the packaging because, well, Charlotte did this, you know. So bear with me. We'll just go around that sticker. There we go. Oh my word, it's very well wrapped. Very nicely wrapped, actually. Well done, Charlie. Probably a blade's not the best thing to be opening this with. Hang on. This is terrible content because you can't see what I'm doing, but that's sort of me at the moment. I've taken a massive backward step in my video quality for some strange reason. Oh, look at that. Right. The first one. Look at that. Very nice. And she's done these little labels, which I think are very cool. You can see that on there, look. Tie by Archie. Bloody good. It's all sewn into place and everything, look. And she does a great little job, does Chalky. She does something, she does it 110%. And I think the way that they work is you just thread the collar through there, look. And it's held in place by the collar. So she's got that one. So Mum might be very happy when she gets that. But I think we got another one as well. Oh no. Oh, I got a note. Hang on. Oh, look at that. She's even made a little personalised note cover as well. And she says, "Dear Daddy and Marmite and Mumsy." Oh, that's nice. "Thanks for shopping at Attire by Archie. I really hope Marmite loves her new bandanas. Charlotte and Archie." Look at that. Very nice. She's even put a little paw print on there as well. Jeez, want to keep that. Getting a bit sentimental this one, aren't I? Hey, you know, little Charlie Chalk. Festive one, again with the little badge on the bottom and fitment just through the collar. I like that one. It's very cool. Christmas colours. But I think there might be one more. Hang on. Oh yes. What have we got in here? There we are. It's buried. Oh yes. Very sort of Scottish. Yeah, look. A bit of tartan. That's what you call it, isn't it? Tartan. Wow. Good job. Team Marmite will be very happy. Thank you, Charlie Chalk. Really appreciate that. And I think you're doing a fantastic job, and I'm very, very proud of you. As any father would be. Geez, right, bit of coffee, I think. Okay, back to the questions and comments. Oh, geez, it's going up quick. Right, here we go. Pat Barrett. Hello, Andy. Watching from Newfoundland, Canada. Cheers. Hope as well. Oh, well. It is. Pat, things are going really well now, Pat. I had to do a massive push with my day job, my work. I was down in the South Island of New Zealand for pretty much 3 weeks, to be honest. And it all started as soon as I finished filming with Tool Girl Holly on that particular weekend. We were working on a DR200. We got finished a little bit later than planned. Saturday was a monster day filming. We did we started about 9:30 in the morning, didn't finish till about 7 in the evening. And then again, it was an early start, well, for me at least, clear out the workshop, get it all ready for filming again. And the previous night, getting everything charged up and transferring all the footage from my phone, which was my S20 that I film on, onto the PC and onto the hard drives so we could start afresh the next day. It really is full on doing that amount of filming. And there was about 70 gigs of footage, recorded over those 2 days. And it was absolute testament to Tool Girl Holly, the amount of effort she put into it all. I could tell she was getting tired towards the end of the Sunday. But she dug deep, found some more energy, and we managed to get the whole job finished, which was fantastic. I was very, very happy. But yeah, South Island. I thought about 5,500 Ks. I had to do another errand as soon as I got back, which now means I've driven about 7,000 kilometers in the last 3 weeks. Plus, many, many, many meetings, all of which went really well. Very happy with that. Some field research work. I had farmers to go and see in bits and pieces. So it was a really interesting trip. Very full on. I worked 6 days out of the 7. I had the Sundays off, which was nice. It gave me a bit of time to get my own stuff done. And of course, to do the live streams and things. And then we did some pub crawl video live streams, along the way. I did intend to do another one from Wellington, but then I realised that the title of the series was South Island Pub Crawl, and for most of you Wellington's in the North Island, so it wouldn't really have gone with the series. So I gave myself a night off, got to bed nice and early so I could hit the road and get the last day done. But yeah, I need a couple of days to recover. Yesterday, I was driving back. I had to go, jumping around now. Friday morning, had to drive up to Auckland, pick up a couple of ROVs, drive back down to Taupo, drop one of them off there. And then I had to drive all the way out to Wairoa, I think it is, up on the east coast, north of Napier, and then go back inland into a forest, to a station, a big farm, a huge farm up there in the woods. I didn't get there till about 9:15 on the Friday night. Got the vehicle dropped off, and then I managed, Mrs. Mechanic organised me some accommodation in Wairoa, which wasn't the greatest, but they were very friendly and it did the job. All I needed to do was sleep, and of course then I had to finish the journey on the Saturday morning, which was, I didn't mind, to be honest. Even though I had jobs to do at home, I was tired, and it was much nicer to drive during the daylight, you know, because it's really, really scenic around there. Very tight, twisty roads, but no, I just took it nice and easy. Got home about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and in all honesty, I had intended to edit up the next video with Tool Girl Holly, but I was just knackered. I just didn't want to do anything. I was just burnt out, to be honest. So I just watched a couple of movies, and that was it. That was my day done. So Simon. You have them paralysis ticks, New Zealand. What? You have them paralysis ticks, New Zealand, don't you? I don't know about that. You have to explain yourself there, Simon. I've no idea what you're on about. Alan Cook. Hi, Pat Barrett. Did you get any snow? Oh, Charlotte sent some videos through the other day, and Archie was playing in the snow. So wherever she is, I'm not going to give her address away, but they had snow there. Pat Barrett. Yes, we got almost a foot. Holy moly. Rain in the forecast for the week. So I'd say we'll lose what we got. Yeah, it'll all disappear, won't it? Motorcycle Wild Camper. Hello from England. Well, hello, England. And Motorcycle Wild Camper. Hope things are all good for you. Alan Cook. Where did you put your spanner? I'll tell you exactly where the spanner is, Alan. The spanner at the moment is sat on my PC, in its wrapping, in its envelope. It's very safe, and it's going to get put somewhere on display that's not going to get covered in dust and stuff somewhere here in the workshop. So I want to try and get some kind of a clear box or a door or something put up. I think up on this racking here, I'm going to turn one of these into a sealed cupboard, so I can put things in there and they aren't going to get dirty. That's sort of the plan. So it's safe for now. I want to get around to doing that. And I think there is some perspex outside actually that I could maybe, that came off a cupboard that Ben made that's now surplus. So maybe I can use that to make some doors, repurpose it, which means it doesn't cost anything, which is good. Now then, Ian Chalk. Good morning, Andy, from New Holland in England. Enjoying your shows on YouTube. Where the hell's New Holland in England? Just do a Google thingy on there. Well, you're right. There is a New Holland in England. It's on the coast. See if we can find out which part of the coast. Ah, near Hull, Humber. The Humber Bridge. Oh, you'll have a good view of the Humber Bridge from there. New Holland, it's quite a small place, isn't it? Wow. So that'll be in Lincolnshire, I would say. A tiny place. Look at that. You've got a pub called the Oriental Star. You've got another one called the Magna Carta Inn. What else have you got? Oh, you've got a station. Bloody hell. Oh, it's a dock. It's mainly a dock. Yeah, I can see a pretty big dock there for container ships, maybe. HES Humber Bulk Terminal. So, and you've got a railway line. So basically, it's a dock for rail transport by the looks of it. Bloody hell. Good job. Oh, and you've got a timber merchant as well. Wow, the power of the internet is great, isn't it? I always like to learn new places. Right. Ian Chalk. Good morning, Andy from New Holland in England. Thank you. Enjoying the shows on YouTube. I appreciate that, Ian. And I've found a new place because of you. Simon Roll. Ticks on dogs. There are some that will cause paralysis when it bites the dog. Really? Well, that really seemed that could well be it. Maybe she got bitten by something, because she really couldn't walk. And then she just, when she was drinking the water, Mrs. Mechanic said she just fell over. She just collapsed and couldn't move. Interesting. Thank you, Simon. That could well be what it was. Nee Wisson. Hello again, Andy from Canada. Would love to see a Canadian Andy the Mechanic tour. Lol. One day, Nee. One day it's going to happen. I need to escape and go and explore the US and Canada. I want to do a road trip over there. But at the moment, with my day job, it's just, I want to give it plenty of weeks. You know, I don't want it to be rushed. I want to take my time over there, and I'm sure Mrs. Mechanic will come along as well and have a great time. And we'll probably buy a motorcycle over there and ride that around, and then maybe ship it back here, or maybe just sell it when we're finished. But yeah, we need to get over there. We need to go and explore, because that's one place that I've not been to. It's a big chunk of the planet. I haven't been there. I want to go and explore it. But while I'm doing my day job at the moment, I wouldn't be able to take enough time off. There's only me that does this particular role for this motorcycle brand, and very much in demand at the moment, it feels. Mike Podansky, when is the last time you took a vehicle to a shop for work? I paid to have a tyre mounted a few months ago and still feel guilty for not doing myself. I think the only time that I take vehicles now and pay for something vehicular related would be really a warrant of fitness. Everything else I would do myself to my own vehicles, but obviously I have a company car, and that does go into a garage, a Ford dealership to get serviced. It went in just before I went away to the South Island for its service. And like I say, since then it's done about 7,500 kilometers, nearly 8,000 kilometers. So by tomorrow night, it will have done over 8,000 Ks, which is more than half the service interval. So probably by about the end of January, it'll be due for another service, because I won't be doing a lot of driving when I'm at home over Christmas. It'll just get parked up, I'm sure. But other than that, I don't really use dealerships or garages. I fix things myself. It's more fun that way. Motorcycle Wild Camper, New Holland is near me in Lincoln. Wow. Alan Cook, you can let Tool Girls you can let Tool Girls touch it if you like to. Okay, all right. I'll show them your spanner. How's that? John Nuttall, are the spokes on Holly's bike done yet? John, they are not done yet. I have got the other rear wheel just down there on the ground. I'm going to take some spokes out of and put them in the rear wheel of that one. And at the same time, put a new back tyre on it, and probably a new tube, because I've got plenty of tubes. But no, John, I've been away. Since we did that filming, and I didn't do the work as one of the videos because, well, I've already got a video of replacing spokes on a DR 200 rear wheel anyway, so it doesn't really need to be on a video. You know, I'm just duplicating things really. All that happens is you get to see an older Andy, but it doesn't still need to be done. That answers your question. Jim Haynes, have to travel as a tech inspector for our sprint car series. Nice. So I know what you mean. It's great to go and do the job, but it's great to be home for sure. It is. I mean, I arrived home, the ute was full of stuff, so the pickup truck was full of stuff. The tray was absolutely packed, and as was the cab. All the back seats were folded up. Got my toolbox and my diagnostic gear in there, plus a lot of other boxes to the roof. And my personal stuff, my overnight bag and things, was on the front passenger seat. So there really wasn't a lot of spare room in that truck by the time I made it home. It really did feel that I'd been living out of the vehicle for 3 weeks. I mean, obviously I was staying in hotels and stuff, but apart from that, I was in the truck or in meetings. And it performed faultlessly. I had a great time. The GPS gave me a bit of adventure on the way heading north, up towards, where was I heading? Up towards Dunedin, I think it was, somewhere. I ended up on Danzy's Pass, which is a really twisty gravel road. It was a beautiful time in the evening. Very dry and dusty, single track gravel road with lots of blind corners and huge drop-offs into valleys. So I had to have my wits about me on that one, because there was a few people. It goes through it actually drives straight through a pub, which is pretty cool. Not through the building, but through the courtyard. And there were lots of people there with four-wheel drives parked up, drinking their ale. And I thought, maybe there's a few more still on the way, but luckily there was only one car that I came across coming the other way. So and we met at a point in the road where there was enough room to get past, which was fortunate. But no, it was a really cool drive actually. And the whole thing was filmed using the dash cam, which everything gets filmed on that. And at the end of the day, I took out the SD card and copied the footage before it got written over again. So I have got that, and I do intend at some point, maybe over Christmas, we'll see how things pan out, I'm going to do a video of the Danzies Pass drive, just for those that are interested. I don't do any talking on it, so I might do a voiceover of how Danzies Pass came to be, and a bit of history about that particular route, because I'm interested in finding out myself. Now then, Mr. Random, good name. Sell me that bike. What, this one? You want to buy this bike? Whereabouts are you, Mr. Random? It's not really for sale, to be honest, because it is Tool Girl Holly's bike. Mr. Random, nice shirt. Well, these are cool shirts, I must admit. I did pick up 2 new ones when I was down in Invercargill, and some more trousers as well, because, well, they don't last forever. I think I've decommissioned the first 2 I have had made, because they just wore through. Mrs. Mechanic keeps patching them up, but the material has just got so thin in certain places now that it can't be fixed. So down 2 shirts, get 2 new shirts. That's what I say. Alan Cook, how's lockdown like there? Alan, we don't have lockdown here in New Zealand. We're extremely fortunate the way things have panned out. I think luck, good management, and a bit more luck has all really, put us in the situation we're in at the moment. We'll have to wait and see how things pan out. But for the last few months, and I've spoken to a lot of people over the last few months on my trips, nobody really feels... I've not met anybody yet that feels still really threatened by the possibility of falling ill. Sure, I mean, I was in Christchurch, and there's a little pub on the corner just by the cathedral there. And next door is this Distinction Hotel, where I used to stay whenever I go to Christchurch. But the Distinction Hotel now has become, it's a quarantine zone. It's all been ring fenced, and anybody that arrives in Christchurch at the airport that needs to go through quarantine, they get put in that hotel. There might be other hotels in Christchurch as well, but the Distinction is one of them. So obviously I couldn't stay there. Bit of a shame, because it's a nice place, but you can say that people that are going into quarantine have been very well looked after. That's a very nice hotel. One of the best in New Zealand, to be honest. Now then, Simon, Alan Cook, let's keep away from the Rona, mate. Thank you, Simon. Appreciate that. Nee Wisson, how do you know the Tool Girls? Friends of Mrs. Mechanic? Your friends? Oh, they're from all sorts of different, what do you call it? Different avenues. I mean, Tool Girl Holly I knew as a student. She was one of my students in class for a year, and then she went off into industry. We sort of kept in touch, and then one day she asked if she could be a Tool Girl on the show, and I was honoured, to be honest. It was great to have her on board, and she's really stuck around for quite some time. She probably will be. I tell you what, she must be the longest standing Tool Girl now, actually, in time. And long may it continue. She's a great assistant in the workshop. She knows her way around the tools, and she's good fun on and off camera, to be honest. We have a bit of a laugh, and she's easy to work with. She doesn't need a lot of direction, which is nice. And all the Tool Girls are the same. I'm busy trying to set the camera up, and they just want to get in on the tools and get the job done. Whereas I have to constantly say, hey, stop, the camera's not rolling. We need to film this. But she's getting a lot better, I must admit. And she doesn't do it intentionally. It's just that she's used to just getting the job done and going to the pub afterwards, probably. But the majority of the Tool Girls basically apply for the role through adverts that I used to run on Star Now website. It's a talent website. where I used to put a listing on there. I get inquiries and CVs and that kind of stuff, and you can view the profiles and stuff on there. But unfortunately, and it's meant really for acting roles and for models as well. But eventually they said, look, what you're doing on your YouTube channel, it doesn't really fit our genre, you know, our customer base. So you can't advertise anymore. So I can't run adverts on there anymore. And I have tried other options, but to no avail. So Holly really is the last tool girl standing at the moment, to be honest. But I don't think she's going to go anywhere for a long time. Ian Chalk, Andy, do you use a lot of Worth products? Keep seeing the calendar on your wall. It's not a Worth calendar. It's a Forge calendar. Jared's going to go mental. No, it is. It's a Forge calendar, and I don't use Worth stuff. I use Forge, and Forge is a similar company from Germany, and they make basically you know, a similar range of products. And to be honest, I believe equal quality, but nowhere near as pricey. And I think they're great. To be honest, I've used them a lot over the last year. Jared's been a great benefit to the channel by supplying. Jared runs Trusco Limited New Zealand, which is the importers for Forge, and he came on board, I think it was about a year ago, and supported the channel and just basically gives me whatever I need. He's very, very generous. I'd never heard of the product before, and I only support stuff that I like, and I do find it really good stuff, to be honest. Really good good quality product, and certainly on a par with Worth. But and I have bought some stuff as well. I did buy some spray paint because I had a job to do, and it wasn't fair to ask for all of it for free because I was using a lot, so I was happy to pay for it. And really good stuff. It dries very quickly, which is a real benefit when you're making brackets and bits and pieces in the workshop that you want to bolt straight onto the vehicle. Give it 5 or 10 minutes, it's dry enough to fit. Saves a lot of time. Now then, so I think that's still Miss November Forge. I need to change the calendar to December. I've been away, so I'll do that later on today. Here we go. Look, right, Nee Wisson, thanks for answering out our questions and doing these live streams. Really appreciate it, Andy. Love your channel. Thanks, Nee. I appreciate you attending and watching these live streams as well, because without you guys, there wouldn't be any live streams, would there? And I mean, some guys, some channels get hundreds of thousands of viewers on live streams or whatever, but I'm quite happy with 42, to be honest. It makes for a nice Sunday morning. Oh, I have a confession to make. The live stream that I did in Christchurch, well, something happened that really shouldn't have happened on that live stream. And for anybody that possibly got offended by it, my sincere apologies. One of the viewers was asking about the facilities and services available in Christchurch, and we got onto the subject. Well, they got onto the subject. They posed the question, are there any strip clubs in Christchurch? And I didn't know. I've never been to one in Christchurch. So we took a look on the old internet, and I moved the camera around. We looked at the laptop screen and we Googled it, and we found 2 or 3, and we went onto a couple of the websites. And whilst we're on one of the websites for a strip club, a pop-up advert popped up, which was a little bit explicit. And it certainly breached YouTube rules. And as soon as I saw it, I knew I was going to have a problem. And of course, that video has been demonetized. But I'm not even going to question it. I'm not going to argue with it. Obviously, it's demonetized. You can't show that kind of stuff. It was a complete accident. It wasn't intended. And I certainly learned something from that, not to do that kind of stuff live anymore. It caught me out big time. And it took me a few seconds to realize what was going on before I could pull the camera away. So again, sorry. Simon, did YouTube not flag up that live stream? It did flag it up and it demonetized it, but that's the price you pay for being an idiot like I was. I don't mind having a bit of tongue-in-cheek stuff on the channel, and it's all a bit of fun, but that was a clear breach and clearly too far. But it was completely outside my control. I had no idea it was going to do it. It just did it. Mike Bazanski, huge tracts of land. What? What are we talking about now, Mike? Huge tracts of land. I don't get the context, Mike, but thanks for the comment. Okay, we've still got another box. So, just put these somewhere nice and clean. There we are, they'll be right there. This one, sounds metallic. And it's from, you can see that, Kaitaia Motorcycles. Now, Kaitaia, if you don't know where Kaitaia is, that's right up the north, almost the top of the North Island, not quite. It's at the, yeah, it's nearly at the top. And good friend of mine, Dave. Hi, Dave. I don't think he has time to watch my live streams. He's always going out fishing and stuff. But good friend of mine. I've known Dave for about 3.5 years now. Never forget the first day we met. We had to go on farm up north, and we had a really good chat in his pickup truck when he drove me up. And since then, whenever I go up, we always drink whiskey together. He's a nice guy. So, what have we got? Oh, lots of packing. So much packing. Okay. I think that's just packing in there. And so is that. Right. Oh my word. There's all sorts of stuff in here. Right. So we've been. I can say firsthand that part supply for anything Japanese at the moment here in New Zealand is it's becoming quite difficult, to be honest. I heard the other week that Honda had run out of a certain oil filter, so you couldn't actually buy that particular filter anymore for a hot for cool Honda. You had to buy, and I think very quickly all the aftermarket boys ran out as well, because obviously demand was so high. I've heard that one of the outboard manufacturers, forgotten the brand now, they ran out of oil filters. I think now Suzuki is completely out of stock of the DR200s here in New Zealand. You can't buy one. Even if you want one, you can't buy one. Going into a lot of the motorcycle shops and even driving past, lots of different brands of motorcycle shops in New Zealand. Normally the showrooms are packed with bikes. In most cases, they're not anymore. There's a lot of spare room in the showroom. They just can't get the product to sell. And they can't get the parts to fix them either. So it is becoming, oh, this is an old box. Look at that. This is a classic. Look at that. That has been sat on a shelf for a very, very long time, hasn't it? That's old school. Well, there's a part number. Look, the sticker's not that old. But the box. Look at that. Honda Motor Company. Look at the old style of the text there. Wow. I wonder where this came from. I like old parts. It's been sat on that shelf waiting for years and years and years to come to New Zealand and fix Alan's bike. Wow. Okay, so this is the new ignition switch for Alan's. Oh, jeez. Yeah, nearly got the phone. And it comes with 4 keys. Honestly, you never get 4 keys anymore, even when you buy a new bike. That's brilliant. 4 keys. Good job, Honda. So, I can see problem number 1 is, if I remember rightly, that plug, or the female that connects to this plug. No, that's the female. The male pins, half, that connects to this particular plug, it's not on the loom anymore. Somebody's already snipped it off and bodged it up. So, as much as it pains me, I think I'm going to have to cut that off and use a different style plug onto the loom, because there's no way I can get a plug that fits. Simon, if you've got a plug that fits on there that's the loom side, let me know. Yeah, it'd be a shame to cut it off, but we'll see. Anyway, nice new ignition switch, because remember there was a quite a high point of high resistance within the old ignition switch, so we needed a new one. So we've got a nice new ignition switch, which is bloody cool. I'm spending lots of Alan's money at the moment. He doesn't realise I've not given him a bill for all this stuff yet, but whenever he asks me, I say, oh, don't worry about it, it's all good. It's all good, Alan. It's all for a good cause. I'm going to keep that box though. That is a cool box. Okay, what else? Oh my word, what else have we got? Some metal stuff. Let's have a look. Now, if you remember rightly, my original plan on the video was to repair the old bracket on the front caliper. Remember then it came, there was a lot of play in it, and that was causing the caliper to ride upon the disc when it was being applied, which is definitely a no-no. And it was a brake that I wasn't really that familiar with, to be honest. You know, I haven't really worked on bikes with that kind of stuff before, that design. Very popular though around that era, which I've learned now. Oh my word, there's all sorts of stuff in here. But it turned out that it had already been repaired once. Somebody had drilled it out, put basically a modified bolt in there, and then that had, you know, the aluminium had worn again, and that's why we had the play. So it wasn't really suitable for repair. The bike has to go through certification process here in New Zealand, which means that all the braking components need to be to meet manufacturer's specs. And clearly it wasn't going to do that because it had been modified. Any modifications to a braking system would be a fail on certification. So I bit the bullet and spent some more money. Alan, I've spent some more of your money. And what we've got here, which I hope is the right one. Yes, it will be because the calipers, yeah, okay. So we've got both halves. This is the bit that bolts onto the fork, and this is the bit obviously that the caliper hangs off, and that fits in there. Ooh, there's definitely no room for any. Remember before there was like a washer wedged in there? Well, you ain't going to get a washer in there now. It's a nice tight fit. So that's basically what we've got. We've got a completely new unit, and as luck would have it, Kaitaya Motorcycles managed to get me a pin as well. So we've got a brand new pin, and that's what it should look like. Obviously I'll be doing a video on all this, but that's the original pin, and that's nothing like, hang on a minute, I'll go and get the old bolt. Oh, I do like these live streams. So, here we go. That is what was in it, which is clearly a bolt. And that is what should be in it. And the difference in size, in section, is quite considerable. In fact, I could even measure it because I've got my verniers propping up the laptop at the moment, so we can even measure it, because we didn't really know what the diameter was of the original pin, so that'd be useful for some people doing this job. Right, so the original, the pin that it should have, which has got the little grease reservoir in there, is, what is it? 9.92, so basically 10 millimeters near as, damn it. 9.92, and the bolt, I can't remember what it was. Well, it's basically a millimeter larger, isn't it? So they have drilled it out, obviously. So, I'm running out of room. So yes, that was the way to go. And of course, it fits down there like that. And it's a really snug fit. There is absolutely no movement there at all. It's actually quite stiff to turn. What's it like in here? Yeah, again, there's an absolute minute amount of movement. Absolutely tiny. So that's as good as it's going to get. This is brand new stuff. And of course, when the bike goes for certification, if they ask, which they probably won't, but if they do, I can show them receipts for all the new parts, and it shouldn't really be an issue. In fact, I know it won't be an issue. So we'll just stick all that through there together. There we go, look. Wow. There we go. Probably upside down, actually. It is upside down. Honestly, what a numpty. Where's something to poke it through with? I don't know. Very limited stuff going on here. There we are. I got it. Don't panic. I got it. Right. I think it must go in that way around. There we are. That's better. Right. There you go. Look. So that's how it should look. And see, even then, there is a tiny amount of movement, but maybe about 0.5 mil at this end. But it's brand new stuff. That's how they are. So now that, you know, I've boosted my knowledge because I now know what they should be like. And we had about 5 millimeters of movement at the far end on the caliper. And this is about 0.5 mil. So it was definitely excessively worn, as was the hole here where the bolt went through with that spring, that sort of adjuster spring thing on it. That was quite badly ovaled as well. So it's done. Bit the bullet. And in all honesty, it wasn't that expensive. It was we managed to get them here in New Zealand. Obviously, they were imported from Japan, but to buy them directly here in New Zealand worked out to be about 150 New Zealand dollars cheaper than getting them out of the UK and then sending them across. So that was good. And we got some washers as well. So we've got that one there. Look, that's one of the parts. They couldn't get everything, to be honest, but they got most of it. There's another one there. Look, there's another part number. We even got a little shim. So we've got a shim to go on that pin as well. So I'm not sure whether we're going to use that or not. It feels a very, very tight fit. I don't think I can get a shim in there. Another little tiny washer in there. I love the way stuff's always individually bagged. Got another one there. Look, Simon's going to go mental because, oh, I could have got all this for you. There you go, look. Right. Oh, there's so many bits. 2 more washers. Yes, some of the bolts they couldn't get. So they managed to find 1 bolt. So I'll have to match those up. There's a bolt in there, one of the bolts. That's one of the bolts that holds the main bracket to the fork. One thing that I did need was a new, remember that pin I was talking about that overlaid the hole, that bolt, which is very specific to the bike. It's not a standard bolt, it shouldn't be. So I got that, and that's what it looks like there. And even better news, they were able to get me one of the springs as well, and that spring is what fits on that bolt behind the bracket. So and they even put me a split pin in, look, that'd be good. So don't want to lose any of these bits. We'll put them all back in the bag before we carry on. Oh, and I got a nut to go on there as well. A little flanged nut thing. So that was pretty cool. So we're doing it all right, and we've got that little shim washer thing. So I might need to use that, but I don't. It feels a really tight fit. I don't think I can get that in there, to be honest, but we'll see. Bear with me. Live streams are always great. All this stuff is normally off camera, isn't it? Anyway, right. So we got what we needed. So Alan, again, very happy. Get that all bolted up. He was quite reluctant to let me buy it, to be honest, but I said, Alan, I need to buy it. It has to happen. It's not an option. Do it properly. Okay, what else have we got? Oh my word. What's this? I have no idea. Oh, I don't know what it is. We've just swapped brands. We're now Suzuki. There's the part number. And for Holly's bike, we've got a couple of new mudguards arriving and a new seat to come for it as well. And this is a new mud flap for the front mudguard. And this, I believe, is a bracket that this mud flap mounts off, basically. I think it fits, yeah, something like, there you go, look. Something like that. So it sort of gives it some kind of rigidity, so it can't flap and get caught up, you know, under the front tyre. So we've got those bits. That's for Holly's bike. That was really well packed for a metal bracket. They put the metal bracket in a padded envelope. Wow. Okay, so we've got the ignition switch, which was the final part needed to do the installation of the Dana points, the repairs of the wiring harness, on the CB750. So I've got everything I need to do that now, including the HT leads and the kit to do the ends and bits and pieces. So those videos can now be put to camera over the Christmas period, over this next break. So I'm really chuffed about that. I can actually get that project underway. Let's get that back in there. Right. So really, that's all the parcels done. Okay, let's get back to the old live stream and some comments. Need to sort my laptop out though. Bear with me. Bear with me. There we go. I can see better now. Okay, so we've got. Oh my word. Mike Bazanski, Monty Python, huge tracts of land. I didn't get it. I didn't get that. I'll have to go and I'll have to check that reference out. Obviously I know Monty Python, so it would have been some kind of a on-camera joke, no doubt. Killswitch BB, with the state of how the post gets to you, remind me not to send you any priceless plates, lol. I know that box was. In fact, yes, the box from England was pretty badly battered up, to be honest. So, and it'd taken probably 3 to 4 weeks to get here, I would say. That one took. The box from Kaitaya was all right, though. That wasn't a problem. Right. Simon Rawle. I bet it's the HF177 filter. It could be. I have no idea. Duke of the Dales. My cousin is restoring his Honda CB900 FF, and I had to buy him a part from a town in America called Salem's Lot. Do you remember the TV series Salem's Lot in 1970s? The name rings a bell, but I don't really remember it. Let's have a little look. Come on, internet, you can do it. There we go. Salem's Lot. Oh, there we are. Yeah, Salem's Lot TV series. Images. Ah, okay. I remember that character with the long teeth, the long front teeth. But I don't really remember watching it, to be honest. I'll have to check that out. That sounds good. Now then. Where were we? Simon Rawle, working on the plug. I thought you might be, mate. I can't bring myself to cut the old one off. That's just, for me, that's a major step backwards on trying to restore and make original the bike. So, yeah, we'll see. I should have, that one that was over in Napier, or towards Napier, that orange one that I saw, I should have just got under there and snipped that bit of the loom off, shouldn't I? But I'm not that kind of person. I couldn't do that. Connor K, I'm certainly not offended by discussions concerning the performing arts. How the hell does YouTube even know what videos are controversial and potentially going to be demonetized? I don't know, Connor. Maybe. I mean, it was fully monetized for the first couple of days. Maybe they received a complaint. I don't know how it works. I really don't. I better put the keys in the box. I'm quite happy for it to be demonetized because of the error that I made. You know, it's just the way it is. I accept it. It's not a problem. John Nuttall, don't forget the 2 O-rings on the CB pin. Good point. Thanks, John. I'll be checking the diagram again and I have got plenty of O-rings, but they couldn't supply the O-rings. They're not in that bag. So unless they're still on back order, I'll have to try and match something up out of my many O-rings that I've got. I'm sure I'll have one the right size, or 2 in this case. Thomas Butcher. Hi, Andy. How's it going? It's going really well, Thomas. It's nice to spend a little bit of downtime talking to you guys, to be honest. It's been a very, very busy 3 weeks. It had to be done. I had to go away and get it out of the way and get all the jobs done before the holiday break. I had some prototype parts to get into market, or not into market, but to get the testing underway so we can get some good feedback. I didn't want to delay that for another month. So that was one of the things that was really, that was probably the catalyst to go into the South Island, to be honest. And while I'm there, I've got lots of motorcycle shops to go and visit at the same time. Try and be as efficient as I can on these trips and get as much done as I can on one run. I'm not one for going there, doing a bit, coming home, flying back and then going again. It's just a case of get down there, maximize the time that you've got, and be as efficient as possible. Simon, Koji Cat has them called 7-way old style Honda ignition switch brown connector plug. That's exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is, Simon. Can you email me a link, mate? I appreciate that. Brendan Lee Grant Mills, how are you all today? Well, we're doing pretty well, Brendan. We're having a good chat. But nice to have you on board. Thanks for joining us. My mother is my... What? My mother is my sister algorithm. Yeah, the YouTube algorithm is a very mysterious thing, and it's constantly evolving as well. Mike Bazansky, will the new ignition key work for the other keyed things on the K2 bike? Highly unlikely, to be honest. But that's not the end of the world, is it? To be honest, you know, you use one key for the ignition switch and use the old key for everything else. It's not an inconvenience, I don't believe. Drew Dastardly, Duke of the Dales. I remember watching it as a lad with my granddad. It proper gave me nightmares. Creepy PA houses and wicker coffins. Ooh. Simon Roll, in your inbox, Andy, mate, you are awesome. Thank you very much. Again, another part that I need to get on the way. But like I said before, do it once, do it right. And I can get on with the front brake. That's not a problem. And I'll see what I might have to just cobble something together, you know, for the video and then fit the plug when it finally turns up. So I'll get that ordered later on today. Nee Wisson, isn't Salem where they hung a bunch of witches, or maybe the last one? Not really sure how it goes, but has something to do with that. Sounds very dodgy to me. Brendan Lee Grant Mills, it's my birthday today, but not feeling very well today. Oh, Brandon, happy birthday from Andy Mechanic and all the Tool Girls, obviously. Hope you have a good day. Obviously, don't do too much because you're not feeling very well, but fingers crossed you'll be feeling better tomorrow. And then you can have like a belated birthday kind of a thing. But thanks for letting me know. It's always nice to have a birthday, although I always feel a bit older when I have a birthday. Simon, Mike Bazansky, just take the lock apart and take the pins out of the rest of the locks and the key will work. Yeah, you could do that, I suppose. You could do that. Seems like an awful lot of effort to me. I would just use the other key. Nee Wisson, hope you feel better. Cheers, Nee. It's always nice, and happy birthday. Drew Dastardly, Salem Witch Trials. Very famous. We seem to be going down an avenue of witch hunting at the moment. Happy birthday, Brendan. Oh, look at that. You see, you're getting some shout outs. Brendan Lee, thanks. Nee Wisson, yes, that's what it was. Thanks, Drew Dastardly. Isn't it weird what we get talking about? Witches and stuff. Burn them at the stake. Oh, I've not had a cigarette yet. Terrible. Oh, what did I have yesterday? I just turned off the 2 coming back from Wairoa on the coast. So just before you get to to Napier, you can hang a right and go towards Taupo. And I pulled off there, and I've been seeing this cafe for ages, about 6-7 k's in from the junction, heading towards Taupo. So I pulled in there, got myself a coffee, and as I walked into the cafe, they had this big sort of, they called it a pizza, a breakfast pizza, and it had bacon and eggs and stuff on it. So I thought, well, why not? It's fate. It's there. They just pulled it out of the oven. I'll have one of those for my breakfast. So I got it. They brought it out to me and stuff because I was outside, and I bit into it. And I'm not kidding. It was hotter than the center of the sun was this pizza, and I burnt the top of my mouth. And it's just starting to fix now. It's a bit sore. Oh my word. Sun roll or a pie. What? Drew Dansley, should be October, not December, lol. Thanks, Butcher. Thomas Butcher. Is my birthday tomorrow? And happy birthday, Brendan. Well, Thomas Butcher, happy birthday for tomorrow, mate. From Andy Mechanic and, of course, all the Tool Girls and Mrs. Mechanic. I'm sure she'd wish you a happy birthday as well. Killswitch BB, Brendan. I'll drink a scotch in your honour, lol. I would do that right now myself if I had any, but I've got a bit of work to do today. So, Mike Bazansky, does Mrs. Mechanic decorate the house for the holidays? She already has. When I got home, there was Father Christmas and reindeer and snowmen and baubles. In fact, she's actually decorated. We've got like a tree out the front of the house, and she's even decorated the outside tree. Because this year we haven't got a Christmas tree in the house. She's done it. She's lots of decorations, but she's decorated a tree in the garden as our Christmas tree, which I thought was a really good idea. Because we haven't got a lot of room in the house. It's full of stuff at the moment. Now then, so it's definitely, absolutely, she loves decorating the house. She does it really well too. John Nuttall, are we bad? We play the drinking game when Tool Girl Holly says, yep. That's a great game. I'll have to get her to say yep a bit more. Connor K, hey Andy, a new episode of the Grand Tour was finally uploaded to Amazon Prime Video this week. Check it out. Is that the Big Hunt? Big Hunt. I saw something advertised. I'll have to resubscribe to Amazon Prime, to be honest, to watch it. You've reminded me, and there was also another one, Long Way Up with Ewan McGregor and Charlie Borman on the electric Harleys. The first episode was free, so I watched that, and now, of course, I've got the hook, and I want to watch the rest of it. But that's only available on Apple TV, so I'm going to have to sign up for that as well. Alan Cook, Top Gear. Top Gear was fantastic. I was still a fan of Clarkson, Hammond and May. When they left Top Gear abruptly, my loyalties went with them and didn't stay with Top Gear. I have watched a few episodes of Top Gear, with the new presenters. It's just never going to be the same, is it? Some interesting stuff, but it's just not the Top Gear that I knew, so I tend not to watch it. Brendan, Killswitch BB sounds like a plan. That sounds like a very good plan. I'll have to join you with that. Alan Cook, Captain Slow and Hamster Boy. Yeah, they're just such characters. They'll go down in history in the same way as The Simpsons and other stuff off the telly that you never forget about. Things, little soundbites like, we all know the movie. It just triggers those thoughts, doesn't it? It's in our generation. There's just so many cool movies and stuff out there that sort of made us what we are, I suppose. Don't forget the ape. Which one? There's been a few movies with apes in them. Drew Dastardly. I like YouTube Car Throttle as an alternative to Top Gear, etc. They deal with more realistic cars. There's so many automotive-based programs now on telly. There was one recently that I saw, which was presented by one of the guys that has that does up the old American cars. There's a few of those, but he was sort of the host, and they had teams of mechanics, almost like trainee mechanics, to do certain tasks. And the last one was some welding of a rear bumper. And I saw some of the welding, and I was like, ooh. But it wasn't a bad program. It did entertain me, and of course, 2 of the mechanics out of the team got sent home because their work wasn't good enough. So it's like a selection process thing. We've got a message. Who have we got a message from? I can't open it. Major catastrophe this week. My S6 Edge, which was this phone here that I use as my daily phone. I was in Christchurch and I was on my phone just doing emails and using my phone to look something up on Google. And it had plenty of, I think it was even on charge at the time, and it just went black. It just blacked out completely. And then after a while, it rebooted. And it just continued to keep rebooting. It got stuck in a loop where it showed the Samsung logo in white, then it went dark, and then it had that little sparkly Samsung logo came on and made the little noise, and then it would start all over again. And I couldn't turn it off. It was just doing it over and over and over and over again. And I thought, well, stupid phone. It'll eventually run out of battery and give up. But by 1 o'clock in the morning, I couldn't sleep because it kept making this noise. And I thought, if I put it in a cupboard, I'll only forget to pick it up in the morning. So I got out of bed, went onto my laptop, Googled the crap out of it, and it said I had to do a factory reset. Was the only fix. I tried a few other bits and pieces first, didn't work. Had to bite the bullet, do a factory reset. So I lost everything on my personal phone, and it was just, it's been a catastrophe ever since, to be honest. So it looks like I might be using my S20 as my daily phone now, but I'm trying not to because that's my filming phone and it works really well as just for filming. But we'll see. We'll see how well behaved, because the S6 was playing up for a while leading up to that failure. One of the really weird things, which I don't know if you've ever come across, now this isn't automotive at all, but it's something that's affected me recently, is I use my daily phone, my S6, to take a lot of photos when I'm at work and stuff, because it's easier to get the photos off an Android phone than it is off my work phone, which is an iPhone, and I hate iPhones. And I was copying some files across, some pictures, and there was pictures and video. And I noticed that it was moving the file name of one picture to the next one. And when it was then a video, which was the next file being copied, it obviously wouldn't open the picture because it thought it was a video, and vice versa. And it just became an absolute pain. I had to just copy one image or one file at a time for that problem not to occur. And then trying to fix it all afterwards was just a nightmare. So I just gave up, to be honest. I've lost loads and loads of photos on that phone. So I did the reboot, and I've taken a few photos since, but I've not copied any across yet. So I'm going to see if that problem still exists. If it does, I can't use that phone anymore because I'm always taking photos, and it won't work. Oh, pardon me. That's the sausage roll I had earlier on. Now then, going back, Simon Roll, we're going to need at least 1 litre of whiskey for our Holly video. Yep. You probably will. Nee Wisson, check out Throttle House, next Top Gear, in my opinion. Funny and informative. It needs to be funny. Those kind of programs need to have a good element of humor and adventure and that kind of stuff in there, and banter. We like us Brits, we like the banter, amongst the hosts, don't we? John Nuttall, Captain Slow has a CB750. Brilliant. See, another link to Top Gear. Or Captain Slow, should I say. Killswitch BB, Simon, I'll order the 3 litre ones. Should make a good start. Just let me know what ward of which hospital you're in afterwards. I can see liver failure written in between those words. Connor K, the ape is the idiot who fixes everything with that. Oh yes, obviously Clarkson. Yeah, okay, that ape. At least that is what some say. Funny guy. Graham McLucky. Now then, Graham. Hi Andy. How many kilometers from leaving the south? Leaving for the south. I think since the truck was serviced, which was on the Friday before I left, and I had to drive down to the house with Holly, do the filming, drive back to Auckland, drop her off, go into work, and then start the epic trip. It's done about 8,000 kilometers. It's a long way. It really is. And this isn't motorway stuff. New Zealand roads are not really motorways. At the very best, an A road. But even most of the main roads, really, A roads, and in some places B roads. And the old GPS even took me through Danzi's Pass, which is a very slow-going gravel road. So many, many, many hours behind the wheel to get those Ks up. Not that I was deliberately intending to try and do 8,000 kilometers. Believe me, I'd rather not do that. And then I got home on the Thursday late afternoon, which was good. I made good time. And then I had to leave early Friday morning. This was an extra trip that wasn't planned. It came in last minute. I had to go back up to Auckland, collect a couple of ROVs, drop one off in Taupo, one off in the middle of nowhere, about 350 k's from Taupo towards the east coast, and then back up north, and then back inland a bit to get there. There was no other way in. There was a really, really rough gravel road, but there was no way I was taking my big trailer down that. I've driven it once before, and there's some really tight, rocky sections in that gravel road where the road's been cut through the rock, and I honestly don't think the trailer would fit through. So it just wasn't an option, and I didn't want to take my new trailer down there anyway. So I did about another, from Friday morning to Saturday lunchtime when I got home, I did about another 1200 Ks, 1300 Ks I think it was. So I could really have done without that, but it had to be done, and it was time dependent. So you just get on with it. And some stunning scenery. It was I suppose from that perspective a really nice finish to the big long adventure, but it got a lot longer at the end of it. Nee Wissen, laughed my ass off. So true. Simon Roll, yep. Big rock. Maybe your photos are backed up in the cloud. They're not. I turned it off because it was chewing up too much data. When my Android phone died, I didn't lose a thing. It was all backed up to Google Cloud. My phone used to do that. And then I turned it off to only do it on Wi-Fi, and I very rarely ever connected to Wi-Fi. So unfortunately, Big Rock, they've gone. What's gone has gone, unfortunately. Brendan Lee Grant Mills, Hamster has a few old bikes as well. Does. And an old Land Rover, I think, as well, somewhere, if he's finished it. Mike Bazanski, are you on the company clock when driving for these trips? Well, absolutely. I mean, that entire trip was all, work related. None of it was for personal. Sure, I mean, I'd do the live streams at the pubs and stuff, but I only did that because I was having some downtime and trying to make the most of the trip and engage with some mates, to be honest. So yeah, it was. I really just would not want to sit down and work out the number of hours that I put in over those 3 weeks. It would just be ridiculous. And I'm on salary, so you just do what needs to be done to get the job done, and that really is my motto at the moment. But it's not, that level of input from a personal perspective it's not sustainable. And I only did it because I knew I was taking a few weeks off for Christmas, to sort of recover really and get my other jobs done. I couldn't do that week on week on week on week on week. I have to take some time off after those kind of trips, to sort of just get back on an even keel really. Otherwise things just get too overwhelming. I've got to go up to Auckland tomorrow, up to Ariwa and collect another ROV, and then I've got to go back into head office, unload that one, and then bring a 6-seater vehicle down home, which is for a dealer down south, and they're going to collect it from here. We, at the moment, freight, moving vehicles around in New Zealand is oversubscribed at the moment, leading up to Christmas. And that particular ROV, there was just no, and it had to go as what we call a roller, as basically a vehicle with wheels on. And because of the size of it, it has to go on a car transporter. And whoever was coordinating it could not find any space on any car transporters to get that unit down south. So the only other option, if it's going to get to the customer before Christmas, which was a covenant on the order, was Andy has to do it. That's all right. So I agreed to bring it here, and then the dealer, which is about halfway, and the dealer can collect it from here. So we made it work, which is what we do. We it's all about the yes factor, isn't it? Making things work. Now then, Jim K. Jim, thank you very much again. I was going to send you an email, and I kept forgetting. Thank you very much again for your most recent donation. It really is appreciated, mate. Thank you very much. I came across an issue, actually, that you can maybe help me with. Without giving too much away, there's a new model 1000cc machine come out, and no, I'll send you an email. I don't want to say any more on the live stream because it's too work related. I'll flick you an email through to see if you've also heard of the same problem. I think it's just an isolated incident on that particular unit, but it's something that you should be aware of. Actually, from the States, because they're delivered as rollers, I don't think you'll have that problem. It was basically a crate vehicle that we had here that we had an issue with, but I'll let you know what it was anyway, just to give you some background on it. Jim K, remember to smash the like button. There you go. We've got 54 viewers and 25 likes. So there's a few of you. Obviously, I've not done a good enough job yet with my live stream. And this is all you get, you know. I mean, it's pretty ad hoc, but it's a bit of an informal chat with Andy, and I get to, you know, engage with you guys and answer a few of your questions. John Nuttall, hit the like button. Yep. I'm just imagining you guys collapsing on the floor shortly. Duke of the Dales, gotta go, Andy. Have a great Christmas and look forward to the next live stream. Have a great Christmas, everybody. Thank you very much, Duke of the Dales. Yes, there will be another live stream, obviously, next Sunday at 8:30 a.m. As always, I'm going to keep doing them through the Christmas period, through the new year. We'll just see how we get on. I don't know how many more weeks or months these regular live streams are going to go on for, but for as long as you guys enjoy them, I will keep doing them for sure. It just gives me a little bit of time just to wind down a bit, to be honest. So, have we got any more comments? I think it's auto moving at the moment, so we're doing all right. So, at this point in time, we've opened all the boxes. We've got some really cool bandanas for Shop Dog Marmite, who's feeling a lot better now, by the way. She's a lot happier. She's still a bit slow on her legs, but she's a lot happier. I think she's a bit depressed though. That's the only, you know, on an evening she just sort of sits on her own. I don't know why that is. She didn't used to do that anymore, you know, but only recently she started doing that. So just gotta, she's been monitored, put it that way. And I do try and spend a bit of time with her now that I'm home. She definitely gets depressed when I go away. But when I get back, she's always very excited to see me, which is nice. We've also got all the terminals and boots and stuff for the HT leads on the CB750s. That's good. We've got all the front brake components now to remount the front caliper, which will be great because pushing that bike in and out of the workshop, it's a bit of a slope outside the workshop, and of course with no front brake you've really got to hold on to the bike. I don't want it running away on me. What else have we got? Oh, we've got some more bits for Holly's DR200 as well. Not all the bits that I need, but I can just continue with that. I've still got the chain and sprocket kit to fit. I've still got the rear wheel to sort out. I've still got some new bushes to machine up for the swing arm. I have spoken to a few people on my round, you know, about the excessive movement even on the brand new all balls bushes that are fitted, and they said, yep, that's just how they are, but it's not good enough for a warrant of fitness. So I'm going to have to remove those new bushes and machine up some phosphor bronze bushes and get them pressed in, and that should solve the problem. Jim K, we got a new shop dog. Oh, cool. Paris, she is a poodle. We'll keep the oil out of her hair. Jeez. And the grease and stuff. Marmite has a dab. She's terrible for going underneath vehicles. It's not too bad with the ROVs, but when we have a car in the workshop or something, she'll go underneath the car and she'll get oil, little oil slick across her back. So you know when she's been under a under a car. Simon, what size is the drill chuck on the lathe? M2? I don't know. I'll go and pop it out. Hang on. What can I use to pop it out? Bear with me. Oh, a bit of live footage. I'll turn you around there, look. In fact, maybe you can just pop out like that. Hang on. What have we got? Yeah, too big. I don't know. No, Simon, I'll put it back on the reply email to you. I'll have to find a bit of rod and tap it out because it's probably it hasn't been out for a long time. So it's pretty tight in there. I'll let you know. Oh, there I am. Look, walking back to the thingy. Usually you can just wind it back in and it'll just push it out, but it didn't want to do that today, so I'm not going to force it. Okay, so plan of attack for next week. Yes, Monday, very busy, up to Auckland, a bit further north to Auckland, and then back home again tomorrow night. Tuesday morning, back up to Auckland again. Couple of pickups to do for bits and pieces. I've got that steel work to collect for the buggy. I need to get that picked up before Christmas and paid for as well. Bit of office work. I've got a ton of admin work to get done. It's not all going to get done tomorrow, on Tuesday. I know that. Wednesday morning, I think I can probably get a bit more admin work done. I'll probably start work about 6 on Wednesday morning. I'll do a bit from the hotel that I'll be staying at, and then I'll go into head office a bit later on. I've got a meeting with Brandon at 10 Tools. I've got to pick up the tools for the freebie kit, for the draw that we're doing. And I'll be doing that draw sometime over Christmas. You know, I did say in December, so as long as we get it done before New Year's Eve, we'll be all good. And then when I come back down, hopefully Wednesday afternoon, I've got a call via Cambridge at a motorcycle shop there. And then I can finally get home Wednesday night. And then Thursday, which is Christmas Eve, hopefully I'll just be at home. Worst case scenario, I'll have to push coming home until the Thursday afternoon. It all depends really what other stuff I have to get done before we shut down for Christmas. There's always a lot of stuff to get done. It's always very, very busy the last week leading up to Christmas. Oh, and I've got all my expenses to do from the South Island trip. And I'm not kidding, I've got a bundle of receipts like that. There must be over 100 receipts from that trip. And that all takes time to process and get it all put in the system so that, you know, it can be accounted properly. Jim Haynes, before I forgot again, I told you about On Any Sunday is on YouTube free. On Any Sunday. Right, hang on, I'll take a picture of that because I always forget. What's with this 100 pies thing, Simon? What's going on there? There we go, I've got that now. 100 pies. I probably have eaten 100 pies in the last year. It's not good. Okay, crew. I think we've covered everything. If you've got any last, I'll have one more cigarette. How's that? I'll have one more cigarette. If you've got any more comments, now's the time to fire them through. And then I'm gonna, you know, stop the live stream and actually go off and do some work. I would like to get one of Holly's videos edited up this afternoon if I can. So I'll probably finish outside about 3 o'clock and go in and get that done. That'll take me probably 3 hours to do. No, it's not 100 pies, 100 receipts. Good comment though, Simon, and I can see why maybe you thought that. I have actively been trying not to eat too many pies and trying to vary my consumption a little bit. I mean, on Friday night, for example, I didn't leave the farm till 9 o'clock at night. I got back to the motel that I was staying at, which wasn't great, to be honest. All I had time for was a pint. The kitchens were closed. There was no food, and in all honesty, I wasn't that hungry anyway. So, you know, there was no tea that night. Jim K, do you use a special program for uploading expenses? Yes. I can't remember what it's called, but we do use one, and it's you know, work uses one. It's pretty slick, to be honest, but it does involve taking a photo of the receipt, uploading that, and then explaining what it is you used it for. So, you know, 100 receipts will probably take me a couple of hours, maybe 2.5 hours to process. So it's quite a lot of work there. Another good incentive not to buy anything, to be honest. John Nuttall, yep. Do the Holly vid or get a poodle. Yap. I'll have to try and get Marmite in the workshop over Christmas as well. You can say hi to Marmite as well. So what's going to happen today? Well, I've got a lot of stuff to try and find some space for in the shed. That's first job. Have a bit of a tidy up of all this stuff. Put everything away so I know where it all is. Am I going to do a video this afternoon? I don't think so. I don't think I am. I'm not really in the right kind of mood to do a video today. I've only got another for the 4 days at work, and then I've got 3.5 weeks off, so there'll be plenty of time then to really set my stall out and crank out some decent videos. This afternoon I think would just feel like a rush, and I just don't have the energy, to be honest, to do that. And I can see it on the channel, you know. I mean, while I've been away, there's been only one upload, which was the first video of the last weekend. We worked on the DR200 with Holly, and the number of views have plummeted on the channel, but it's just the way it is. I don't worry about it too much. It'll bounce back as always. The good news is we're almost at 61,000 subscribers, which is fantastic. I'd set myself a target of 60,000 subs by the end of the year. Way ahead of that. Very, very happy with all your support, and very, very grateful as well, to be honest. And remember, the one way that you can help me, and you know, monetary donations are fantastic. And for those that have sent them through, thank you very much. For Simon as well, and anybody else really that's sent through tools and bits and pieces, and for your advice. Really, really appreciate it. Another way that you can help is just by spreading the word, going onto your social media, sharing one of my videos on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, and just getting the word out that the Andy Mechanic YouTube channel exists, because a lot of people still don't know it's there. Although it's quite surprising, often I get recognised. I was in, was it Wanaka? I was in Wanaka on the first week of the trip, and I was just sat outside having a coffee in the morning before going down to the motorbike shop, and somebody shouted out as they drove past, "Andy Mechanic!" And I wasn't wearing any of my Andy Mechanic gear, and they still recognised me, so that was pretty cool. Simon, got to keep my dog out of the shed. He likes to chew wiring connectors. No, that's not good. Marmite actually is really, really well behaved. She doesn't damage anything, chew anything, pinch anything out of the workshop. She just wants to be part of what I'm doing. She'll sit down in the corner and she'll just watch me for hours working away and making a video. A really nice companion is Marmite. She's about 10 years old now, human years. And the vet was saying that Mrs. Mechanic asked, how much longer has she got left, do you think? And she said, this breed of dog should be good for 15 years. So don't want to think about losing her, but another 5 years, I'll be very grateful to have that. She's a great companion and a good friend, actually. Certainly keeps Mrs. Mechanic happy while I'm away. And I've been away a lot this year, I must admit. Even with all the lockdown stuff, I've been away. As soon as I've been able to get on the road, I've been on the road. So I think we've probably come to the end of the live stream, chaps. I think we're there. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining me yet again on this Sunday morning, or your Saturday evening or Saturday afternoon, wherever you are in the world. It always amazes me how many people we get on the channel, on the live streams from all parts of this planet, and it's great to get your feedback too, and just to know how things are going out there. One of the worst things at the moment is parts supply. It's getting really, really hard to find to source certain parts, and I mean it's caused massive delays on the current projects that I've got going, but as you can see, the parts are now starting to trickle through nicely. So fingers crossed we can get some of these projects finally finished and move on with some new ones. Okay, crew, well, that's it. Thank you. Oh, hang on, we've got something. What's this? Oh, it's Google. I'm not talking to you, Google. Okay, crew, I'll see you next time, whenever that's going to be. Definitely another live stream next Sunday. See you around, chaps and chapettes. Over and out.